You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Woo, woo, woo. Episode 122. Episode 122. Last Man In
I
podcast.
lived at 122 Brilland Avenue when I was a kid.
Did you really?
I did.
Nice.
Yep. Fun fact.
So if anyone, what was your postal code? Let's just send. I'm kidding.
I don't remember. I'm lucky if I remember my postal code now. So let's.
I was about to say it out loud, but then I'm like, no, not yours, mine. But I'm
Oh.
like, no, wait, that's a bad idea. Then people.
But no one knows where you live.
But no one will know exactly where I live then either. Because I did get free pizza for quite a while at my home.
What?
When I lived there, because no one knew where it was. Because like in the
they're always late?
Well, think about it. I'm the last house on my street
That's
that
true.
I am till the end of the street,
That's true.
right? And like it's surrounded by trees, and I'm trying to be as vague as possible because not that like people are going to be like, oh, I want to meet Cam, but I don't want this on the internet to people know exactly.
Because once it's there, it's gone.
it never goes away.
never
Like,
goes
oh yes, like I was thinking about stuff that I've said on podcasts, and I'm like, wow, like one easy search, and it's if someone's got a half hour to spare, they're gonna find something on me, no problem. It's a little quieter, and it's a little less guided.
Wonder why.
Because Greg's not here with us.
Where's Greg?
today. Greg's quarantined. You'll hear from
Greg.
us later. You'll tell us why. I think Greg's quarantined because he actually discovered time travel, went back to 1967, and we'll let Greg, if he wants to tell you what's going on, he can. If not, Greg's quarantined. That's all you need to know for now. And so it's going to be Dan and I. We'll call Greg in a bit.
We're doing it.
But yeah, actually, I went to go see the hockey game. One of the hockey games that the Jets played.
The hockey match.
One of the hockey matches,
At
four of them.
At the rink.
At the phone booth. What'd they call it? Telephone booth?
The in-laws, isn't
The
it?
in-laws,
The in-laws.
right.
'Cause you hate going.
Because they hate... Oh, I don't know. I think they like going nowadays. It's not as raucous as it used to be. I mean, the shine's worn off a little bit.
Like they definitely don't win as many games at home as they did the first year. Like the first year they lost like 10 games at home all year or something.
That's true.
Like
That's
they were
where the
really good.
majority-
Their road record sucked.
Yeah. Well,
Big
did
time.
you... Okay, I totally like this is a Greg tangent here. You know Ezekiel Elliott of the quarterback? Nope, not Ezekiel.
Running
Dak
back.
Prescott.
Oh yeah.
Okay, one of those two guys. I'm mixing up the stat right now, but one of those two guys. I want to say the quarterback Prescott.
Yep.
He's never lost a road game as a quarterback ever. Back to high school, he had two like bowl games that were losses, but they were not at home because they were on an off-site. And then in college, he had four of them, and none of which they were all on off-sites.
Yeah.
And then in Dallas, his one loss is at home. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
You know who doesn't appreciate that?
Who's that?
Mr. Tony Romo.
No, he's gonna look great as a New York Jet, don't you think?
That's it's like official. That's gonna happen.
I don't know.
I've heard that.
I feel like the Vikings are gonna come out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, Mr. Romo couldn't help but notice he needed a home," and Sam Bradford's like, "What again?" And his team signs another quarterback who gets one.
It happens.
Yeah, but the Jets, they played 4 games since our last podcast. The last one being, we'll go oldest to newest. So Devils 3-2.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they played the Devils, New Jersey.
You and I were both there.
Yeah.
Not together.
No, I stand by it. New Jersey is the boringest team in the NHL.
That game wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, actually.
Well, you know what I did like about that game?
They're boring, but...
In warm-ups, I'm looking at it and I'm like, who is this number 44 guy? I've never seen him before. Woods.
Yeah.
Not even in the player lineup.
No, I know.
Max Woods.
Yeah.
It was his one of his first NHL games, or like, well, I think it's his first season. But of course, naturally, what would happen when it's his first game?
He scores.
He scores.
He was arguably one of the best players in the game.
He's
period.
fast.
Period.
I gave him a nickname because I saw Woods and then
Woody?
I thought of Wood Chips and then I'm like, Chipsy.
Chipsy.
Yeah, and I also discovered Devontae Smith-Pelly, why he got benched in the third period. He played like one shift. Partly because I started paying attention to him. The coach is like, no, I can't have this. The other reason being, did you see his shots? Because he shoots from anywhere. He's right-handed. He was on the right half boards on the goal line, and he shot it at, who's in net that night? Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Just shot it. Like, he doesn't care where
To
he
be
shoots from.
fair, they did score from the goal line, though.
The Devils?
Did they not?
They
pretty
probably
sure- I think they
they
did.
might have, But like the Devils' offensive strategy is shoot. They literally at the start of the year, Gretzky gave him that speech like, okay guys, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. And Camilla was like, fucking right, boys. And then they
Shoot the puck.
Shoot that puck. And then they stormed off.
Well, it almost worked because they lost 3-2?
3-2, yeah.
The Devils lost 3-2.
Yeah, the Jets won.
Jets won.
Patrick Laine scored. We had great sightlines for that.
I didn't even see the shot go in. That's how fast it was. I
saw him load up. I heard his stick hit the puck. And then I saw the puck coming out of the net. And I was like, I was behind, like in the section where I was sitting. I was looking over Laine's shoulder. I was like, oh, I know where he's going to shoot. And then I'm like, okay, wind up. Okay, I think he scored. And the horn's going off, everyone's celebrating. I'm like, I didn't see it.
What happened?
And then I watch a replay and I'm like, wow, it touched mesh for like 0.2 Mississippi.
It was far side, top corner over the blocker. It went like in and out.
And it's not even like on a Joe Schmo. That's Corey Schneider. Sure.
And it was like from almost the blue line.
Oh, he stepped over and ripped it?
Like,
it was ridiculous. Oh, there's no pooping on Patrick's lane today. No way.
He was quoted after the game as saying his goal was described it as top shelf where grandma hides the jars of jam.
Oh, so
that's how they say it in Finland.
In Finland, it's like jars of jam. They don't. Well, Mama has a cookie.
It's not the cookies. It's the jars of jam. And it's
grandma.
It's grandma.
Grandma's jars of jam. So they're good, top-notch quality too.
Yeah.
I wonder if they use the same jars like those Bernardines.
Where you have to freaking get a spoon and shove it underneath and go.
And then when it pops off, it like if there's some jam on the other side, it spurts you and ruins your shirt.
Worst thing ever. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's easier to pick it up and smash it on the ground and sweep it up.
The only time I usually open it, like I'm not a big jam guy, but like usually my grandparents, they used to make beets. And one time I thought it'd be smart and like run it under hot water. And as I was going to open it, I got it. But then I'm like, oh, I got to break the seal. And I went to go break the seal and they cram jammed it. And a piece of beet just went and obliterated my shorts. Mm-hmm.
Every time.
Those shorts are pajama shorts now because it looks
for good reason.
It looks like I got a constant bleeding spot on my left thigh.
That makes for a good story.
Real questionable. Yeah. So other than the Laine goal, anything memorable happened for you in the game at all?
Not that I can remember. No.
Yeah.
It was pretty average.
Did you notice the fan versus fan that night? How terrible it was. Okay, the Jets here. We have fan versus fan. Where it's like, oh, the fan versus fan, pizza. It's like if you win, you get a gift certificate to Pizza, and your whole row, everyone gets a slice of pizza. That fan versus fan, I don't think they told them. Usually they tell you, like, at the start of the game, they ask you, or, like, they'll let you know, like, oh, does anyone want to be fan versus fan? Because I've been there before. Actually, in the seats, your seats. But with the preseason game that you sold me your tickets.
Oh.
Anyways.
Okay.
In that one, they were like, oh, does anyone want to be fan versus fan? And this one guy jumped up. He's like, oh, I'll be fan versus fan. And so they tell you ahead of time. I don't know if they told these people because there was one younger lady, but they showed 3 ladies. And then the other guy was just a random dude who kept like...
she had the sign. She held up a sign that said, I'm single?
Exactly. Yeah, and then the other guy just kept holding his Jets jersey, pointing at the emblem. It was the worst fan versus fan ever.
That was weak.
And like, okay, the first one, it just showed the lady and she's like, woo, yeah, look at me. And her and her friend said, we're in the Jumbotron. And then the other guy's just like, yep, we're in a Jets jersey. And he kept pointing at the emblem. I'm like, this is so stupid. They cut back to the girl. They're, all right, final round. Give a round of applause for fan 1. And she's holding a sign that says, I'm single.
Cheap.
And I'm like, oh, cheap pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
The definition of a cheap pop.
Oh, that's exactly what it was.
And here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yeah.
With the thumbs up.
The Mick Foley thumbs. Look at the camera. Exactly. So anyway, so she won, obviously. But like, if the guy was in my row and I knew that pizza was on the board and he didn't win it for us, I'd be disappointed in him. I'd give him a quick side-eye scowl.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's pizza with my name on it that you're responsible for,
oh,
sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Oh, and then of course I forgot about going to Jets games because it's been like, a whole month. Woe is me. But anyways, I forgot at Jets games how Cam Newton started the worst fad in all of Jumbotron.
Is that where it came from?
The dab?
Is that where it came from?
Goddamn right it did. Isn't that the worst? Little kids are just like, dab.
That's all they do.
I'm like, what are you doing? This is so dumb. Like, I know, like, dab, I don't dab, I sneeze into my elbow. Is that what a dab is? Like, I think that's originally what a dab is.
Is that how it started?
It gotta have been. It has
to have been.
Like, who just dance dabs? Like, dab. It's so dumb. Thanks, Cam Newton.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You've done one thing in your life.
Yeah.
In your career.
In your career.
And that's it.
Well, he got benched for a little bit during the game. Greg would know about this because he didn't wear a proper team apparel showing up to the game. So they benched him for like the first couple
So he
sets
pulled
of
the
downs.
Vander Kane.
Well, he showed up not wearing a tie because he was wearing like a fancy collar suit and one of his goddamn stupid hats.
So he wasn't wearing a tracksuit.
No,
He was
dress.
classier than the tracksuit.
Well, okay, he looked great. Like, he looked good, but when you have a dress code and you're getting paid whatever Cam Newton gets paid, I'm sure you can afford a goddamn tie. Even if
I'd
it's
say
not a
so.
suit, just put on a t-shirt and wear a tie. I'm sure there's ways around the rule.
I mean, if they want to pay me half of what he makes to wear a tie, I will wear a tie.
If they want to pay me like what he makes in a down just for me in a year, I'll take it. I will wear a tie.
I'll wear
every day.
or 5.
I'll wear it swimming. Okay. I'll wear a tie swimming. How weird would that look?
That would be weird.
Yeah, and if you're in seaweeds, it might get caught.
Death. It's over.
Dead. So the next game the Jets played against the Oilers, 6-3. They
Not
lost.
so good.
What happened? Because I saw I saw the first 2 goals in like a minute. No, wait. Letestu scored right away. I think
he scored right away. Then,
Yeah.
No, the Jets scored like a minute, like 30 seconds in or something.
Okay.
And then Letestu scored, and then Laine scored.
Okay.
And then I think Edmonton ended up being up 4-2. And then Laine scored again to make it 4-3, and then Edmonton got 2 quick goals after that.
And Laine's goals were identical.
They were one-timers from the point on the power play.
He's got how many goals now in the season?
16 goals.
Okay, because I saw a shot chart of him and Crosby.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Oh, you good? Yeah, you're looking at
Tweet
it.
it out. They put it. Actually, Crosby did score his 17th tonight, so he's a goal ahead now. But they have a shot chart, and Crosby's goals are, if you were to start at the face, like start about 5 feet on one side of the net at the goal line and make an umbrella to the other side in front of the goal crease. All Crosby's goals are from that area.
So basically, like from what I'm seeing, because we're both looking at it right now,
Yeah.
from the face-off circles in, Crosby hasn't scored a goal.
From the hash
outside-
marks
from
in, yeah.
Hash marks in, he hasn't scored a goal outside of that.
If you were to draw an umbrella around the net from there, yeah, he scored all his goals. Whereas Laine, he's virtually everywhere in the offensive zone.
Everywhere, yeah.
Most of his goals are from the left point,
But what I like most
but
about
he
the shot,
has goals everywhere.
look at where they go in, though. Laine, all of his goals either go in right on the inside of the right post or right on the inside of the left post.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
Crosby, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Which
Literally,
is fine.
Laine's
Like,
are all corner.
a goal's a goal, but it's awesome. Like, when I saw this today, I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Like, I thought this was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad people have enough time
Maybe
and effort
tweet
to
it
put
out,
this
but-
in. Oh, I will. Favorite it, and then I'll go into your favorites and find it.
I did already.
Oh, perfect.
But so it was interesting to see.
Yeah, so, fun fact about Mark Letestu. 3 out of his 4 goals this
Against the
season
Jets?
against the Jets.
He's
Mark Letestu's got to be one of the very few people in the world, in the hockey world, let alone world, who've gone to say they played on a line with Crosby and McDavid.
That is true.
That'd be awesome.
He is also the new jet killer, I think.
No way. Mm-mm.
Chris Versteeg.
3 goals in a year makes you a jet killer?
How many did Versteeg have? He had a lot. He
But
had a hat trick.
Sagan's
That's
got a
lie.
lot too.
That's true.
And Stamkos? Have you seen Stamkos' career points against the Jets?
Have you
Sure,
ever
he's
no-
injured half the
Have you
time,
ever
so it
noticed
doesn't
that?
matter.
Have you ever noticed that like every superstar, they're always like, oh, here's their career stats against the Winnipeg Jets, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but then
Like,
you put
every
an asterisk
stat-
beside it, because if you look at
Like
Ovi's
Tarasenko, Ovechkin, Stamkos, like all these guys are like, oh, here's their career numbers against the Jets, and they have like 50 points in like 20 games. You're like,
and then you look at the games and you're like, oh, that's right. The Jets were on a 5 or a 6 game road trip, and that was
That's true.
that was on like literally a back to back. They played them on a Sunday afternoon, so it's like, let alone is it the end of a road trip, it's a back to back in an afternoon, so they didn't get their nap in. They're tired as hell. They haven't been home in 2 weeks.
I would love to know how many players like they're like have them like the most points that they have against any team is the Jets. I'd love to know how many like players that the Jets are that team. Because I guarantee you it's a lot of them.
Like career, like the most points against one team.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guarantee
yeah.
you the Jets are on a lot of those lists.
Oh, I think not Crosby.
It's God, like I mean,
all time like
Ovechkin because they were in the same division for so long when they were in Atlanta.
But see, that's what I was gonna say too. Is if you look at Stamkos, Ovi, Crosby, like you got to put a star beside that because yes, the Thrashers do count, but the Thrashers and the Winnipeg Jets, same franchise, but completely
Different teams.
Like, and it's also like, man, Ovi probably loved going to play the Thrashers on a Tuesday at 7. No one's in the crowd.
Nope.
He's practicing.
Yep.
It's a practice for him.
Pretty much.
Who was their goalie before Kari Lehtinen, like the Thrashers? Like, did they ever have any really notable goalies besides Lehtinen and Pavlik?
Not before.
No,
Nobody that like stood out ever. No.
Yeah, like it's like I'm sure they were still formidable goalies because they're in the NHL, but
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
nobody-
factor that in too, because
But
like
nobody
oh,
great. Like
yeah. And then like who was their best ever defenseman before? Like don't count the Jets era. Who would be their best defenseman? Like, and I'm not even don't count Buff either because he was there for like a year and a half.
not even. He was there for a year.
Okay, and I'll put it. You could name Toby, I guess.
Toby was there for. He was only there. Well, he was there for like three and a bit. Probably Toby. I mean,
Before Toby,
if you're gonna go way back in the day, like
Yeah.
Nicholas Havlid, who yes,
okay,
he was probably their most dependable defenseman.
That's
Shane Knighty was a defenseman for them back in the day too.
oh yeah.
So
And you know what's great? Shane Knight.
the great Andy Sutton,
Shut up! Really?
he played for a long time for Atlanta.
Holy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's the kind of talent they are.
They did
dealing
have
with.
forwards. Like they could score. They always were good at
They
that.
had, like there was one year that their top line was Savard, Hossa, Kovalchuk. They all had 90 points. 90
But then
some
again,
points.
now that I think about it, they had scoring because when you finish like relatively bottom barrel, you don't really draft defensemen because they take a long
No.
time. You draft scorers, and then you use those scorers to get pieces. Which
Yeah. I
kinda
mean,
did.
they had Braden Coburn, and he never really panned into anything when they had him, and then they dumped him for
Alexei
Alexei
Zhitnik.
Zhitnik the year they made the playoffs at the deadline, which was a good deal for the rest of the year because they made the playoffs, but
Not so much. after
Zhitnik played
that.
like one more year for them, and then he retired, I think.
Coburn played for the Flyers, and then he went to
To Tampa.
Is he still in Tampa,
I
or
think
did he
so.
retire?
No, he's still in Tampa.
What was another?
Like, he's not great, but
Who
he's
else
solid.
Who else did the Thrashers acquire? That was it. Kachuk.
Keith Kachuk.
Who did trade him for?
They gave away like nothing.
Oh, okay, good.
Because he was a rental.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, oh god, that sucks. That Zhitnik. They
Yeah.
really.
He was good for them that year, but
He got him what they wanted.
he got him in the
kinda.
playoffs. But that was about it.
They played Columbus that year.
In playoffs?
Yeah.
No, Rangers.
Oh, Rangers. Why am I thinking
4-0.
Columbus?
4-0 sweep.
I remember watching that. I don't know why I have a distinct. That was on back in the day when it was like ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Because I distinctively remember watching the handshake and like the ESPN logo on the TV. I don't know why.
It was back in the day. 9 years. It's been 9 years.
It's okay.
That's crazy.
They'll make it back.
I hope so.
Well, they already have.
They've made it back. Still won a game,
so it's
though.
okay. Next game, they went on to play They were in St. Louis playing the Blues. I didn't watch a minute of this game.
I watched this game. This was a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Liney score again?
He did. He scored the second goal of the game.
Okay.
Kind of a nice play. He was coming up the middle with the puck. He dished to Little, who was kind of like by the bench. So Little got the puck. Liney kept going to the net, and Little chipped it about 2 feet off the ice. And Liney literally like batted it down and had a breakaway, and then like
I
went
did
5-0.
see that. Okay, I was trying because
So,
on the clip,
Pretty nice goal.
on the clip I saw, it happened so quick that I had to watch it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, he doesn't bat it down. Then I'm like, oh no, wait, he does.
Well, and they actually said during the game that they apparently they interviewed Brian Little, and he said that like he went over to the line and he's like, if I sauce you a pass like 2 feet off the ice, I'm like I have the full faith that you're gonna like knock it down. So be ready.
nice.
That's apparently what they told.
I wish I had a teammate like Line because all my saucer passes are like usually head level, shoulder head level.
And
So-
then the overtime goal was probably. Like, I don't think you can draw overtime up any better than not letting their team touch the puck once. Because the Jets won the faceoff.
okay,
Buff got the puck and he backed up behind his net. While he's backing up, Line came around him and went around the net and went up the far side. So Buff's skating backwards. He sauces the puck to Line, 2-on-1 with Little. He fakes the shot and then he goes backhand, slides it across Little, and they score.
nice.
Like 10 seconds maybe. And the goalie fully committed to the shot, right? It's Line.
Laine,
You have
you
to.
have
So
to.
when he kind of faked and did the backhand pass, everyone's like, "What the hell?" But
That's awesome.
St. Louis didn't touch the puck. I've never seen that before, so that was kind of.
I know we mentioned it last podcast, but Brian Little did come back against the Devils since he's had 3 goals.
3 goals already.
Which he's already tied Andrew Kopp in goals. So Andrew,
He's already
look out.
surpassed Andrew Ladd in goals. So
No, he has not.
yes, Ladd. I checked. Okay, I checked last week. In 21 games, Ladd had 3 points.
Oh,
I will check right now.
Oh,
I'll check.
No.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do
yo,
it.
you go on that. Holy
But,
smokes! And then they went on to play back to back Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, so yesterday they would have played the Chicago Blackhawks
I
in
did
Chicago.
not see this game.
I didn't see a minute of it either. They lost 2-1. No, I lied. They won 2-1 because they're on a 2-game winning streak. Scheifele didn't play. Neither did Taves. Taves is allegedly out with an upper body injury.
Scheifele missed both games on the weekend. They didn't say why.
So he didn't travel. So
No,
maybe is it concussion?
Well,
or?
they said it was lower body, but I've also heard that they think he's sick. Like he had the flu or something.
Oh, no. Okay.
Well,
then, yeah.
Hang on here. Lad, sorry, in 24 games played, he has 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points.
Oh, no. Oh! You get 5.75 or something? What's his contract? 6?
6 something. He's getting 9 this year, actually. That's what they're paying him this year. His cap hit's like 6 or 5.8, but he's getting paid 9
If they paid him half of that, they could afford to fix their ice in their arena.
They could.
I guess they won't.
They won't.
Actually,
But pretty good to say the Jets back-to-back on the road, St. Louis, Chicago, and they went 2-0.
both division rivals.
And you know what?
Great wins.
Do you know what I was thinking today? This reminds me a lot of 2 years ago when they made the playoffs. Because that year they had a lot of back-to-backs where they do Chicago, Dallas, or like St. Louis, Nashville. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, oh, here comes 2 losses. And they won both games.
I was convinced they were losing both of these.
I was too. And 2 years ago when they made the playoffs, they did that a lot. And that's kind of what this feels like. I'm not saying they're going to, but it's just kind of what it feels like.
Well, I hope they turn it around. You know who didn't turn it around when it was Star Wars Day?
The Moose.
The Moose. Well, the game I saw.
How was the game?
Production off the chart. It was so good. And Mitch Peacock, the main announcer, the play-by-play guy / like interviewer for the Jet or for the Manitoba Moose, works for a local television network here. I think CTV.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, Mitch Peacock, he was doing before every Moose game, because not a lot of people keep up with the Moose, so they're like, oh, in their last couple games, this is what's happened. And because it was Star Wars night, so many puns. It was as if Mitch Peacock just waited his entire life to do this. And he's like, oh, and Brendan Lemieux with his Han Solo effort to get that goal. I'm really shoehorning him in there. Yeah. That's the only one that comes to mind. But he did a bunch of them. But to the point where the deck, they opened the top deck.
I heard, yeah.
Upper deck, it was not. Apparently there was over 9,000 people there.
That's good. It's good for the Moose.
I mean, it was spotty, but it doesn't help when you try and pump up a team and then pump up the production and oh, come to this game, make it family day, Star Wars day. We're giving away posters and a bunch of we're going to have people walking around in Star Wars outfits, and then your team put in an effort, a 6-1 loss, and that one goal came in 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they do anything special during the game? Did they have lightsaber sounds when they scored? Or...
Okay, well the intro was crazy. You know how okay, so they shut the lights off and then they put around the power ring the stars, and they did dun, 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 dun. And then they gave you a write up of the last couple games.
Yeah.
And it's they returned home to the MTS Center to their Manitoba Moose fan. It was wicked. It was really good.
Well done.
They played in R2D2 warm up jerseys. They didn't play in them, though, which is weird because the Rochester Americans had a game and they played in their jerseys. Moose.
They should have.
I don't know why they didn't. But Texas Stars, they beat them up. But, oh, yeah, right. So to answer your question, after every, announcement or anything like that, you know that new text tone that's going around of R2D2? It's woo!
Yeah.
After everything. Everything. It was oh, and the Manitoba Moose are... killing off yet another one of their 1,000 penalties they took that game. And here we go. And then Jets killed off that penalty. It was
just overkill.
Oh, it was after the second or third time, I'm they're doing this all game, aren't they?
Shut up.
Yeah. But
maybe it's good that it was only one game.
Yeah, but it was lots of fun. I did enjoy it. And the production value was great. All the kids had fun, and they did a pretty cool giveaways, so that was all right. I was in the... Nice. Bud Light Lounge, so usually surrounded by people our age, younger adults per se.
You know what I noticed? The backs on those seats, way higher.
In the Bud Light Lounge.
At least where I was sitting for the Moose game yesterday, way higher.
Were you in row 2 yesterday, right?
I was in the seats that they can take out, so I don't know if those are different seats.
Probably because I didn't notice a difference in mine personally.
Maybe that's why.
But I was also sitting beside Jets fans to my left. So I went with Carrie, friend of the show, Matt, and then another friend, and or I guess T-Way, he listens, but no one else knows who he is. Anyways, the guys to the left of me, they were talking about, they're oh yeah, Patrick Laine, you're hitting 60 this year, and I
60?
Yeah, I know. And every time they started talking about it, I would just lean over and like start that same conversation with everyone else to make sure that they knew they heard me, just to be a mean person. But other than that, I had a Scheifele burger.
That's a thing?
Yeah, a 204 burger bottom row.
What's on it?
But okay, let me start off. Patty, great size, little dry. I'll blame it on the heat, on like the heat lamp that it was being cooked under. So I can't blame Scheifele for that.
Okay.
Starts off a little slow. Whole wheat bun.
Gotta be healthy. You gotta think healthy.
I'm out of.
He's a pretty fit guy.
I'm at a Jets game. I'm paying $10 for this burger. Okay.
Oh my goddamn.
I want
good
a
bun.
white bun. I want a Dempster's. I almost said whole grain. Dempster's white as can be bun.
There you go.
I don't want it real. Like I want like the Dempster's plus.
Or you go.
Look, there's a plus. It's healthy.
Or you go fancy, get ciabatta.
Ciabatta? Ooh, no, I don't like ciabatta because it's too hard. Then I want the burger to be the most firm thing of the. But I don't want my bun to be just like flaky flakes and then it's over with. So whole wheat bun. There was some type of like chipotle or not chipotle, but like white cream sauce, almost like cream cheese type deal. Okay. And then you got caramelized onions on the bottom bun, and then burger on top, and then you had lettuce, tomato, and then whatever you put on it.
So
and
pretty standard burger.
Yeah, and I wonder why MTS Center they have hot relish, easily available in the scoop, the atomic relish.
Oh, it's delish.
Well, I wanted regular. I did use atomic.
The atomic's good.
No, wait, I used regular. I didn't use atomic. Why don't you put regular in the easily scoopable? And then put atomic in the packets.
You gotta go atomic.
I dropped the ball.
It's good though.
I've had it before, but I didn't want to chance it. I just plain Janed it.
Is Scheifele the only Jet with a burger?
Right now, yeah, to my knowledge. I was debating between that or a turkey burger, but I'm like, well,
I've had the turkey burgers, they're good.
They're good? Okay. I know the one thing that they had the pregame special where it's the like the waffle chicken burger thing.
So good.
I didn't like it.
No.
Okay. I think I got the last one because mine like one bite and my bun went everywhere.
Okay, yeah,
like,
mine was
I
not
hit
like
the
that.
person 5 rows ahead of me. That's how crumbly it was.
That's not good presentation.
Okay, yeah, like I think I like it's like half hour before game time or whatever, and then that's when they cut off. I think I got there 29:58.
They're like, oh, look at this asshole. Give him this one.
Yeah, seriously, that's exactly what happened.
They probably picked it out of the garbage for you.
Oh, I didn't see him make. That's one thing too. Whenever I go to like restaurants, like say Five Guys or places who you could see him cook, I never watch him make it.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to look.
Give it to me and I'll be oblivious forever.
Exactly. That's it.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to illuminate oblivion. Is what you got to do. You got to. You just got to do it. Just look away. So so I got the Scheifele burger. So that was a highlight of my days that day. You know what? It was good. Worse. It was good because I actually went with Carrie, and Carrie is who he has like puns, and he sure loves his puns.
He sure does. He also loves Goon.
He does love the film Goon.
A lot.
Quite a lot. Anyway, we started watching Letterkenny.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so I'll get back to hockey here. So Gary, we're at the game, and he's just like, so he has a bunch of puns that like, because he worked at like a camp out all summer. No TV or anything. So like a lot of time he spent alone. So I think he went a little stir crazy, and he came up with these crazy puns in his head. He's like, oh yeah, no, Nick's been gardening lately. Yeah, he's over in the botanical gardens, so he's been gardening. I'm like, oh my god! And the look on Dan's face right now says it all. But anyways, sitting on that one for a while. Whenever Brendan Kitchen on the Jets would like push a guy out from the net, he's like, "Yeah, you clear that Kitchen, Brendan. Get him out of here, Kitchen."
That's good. That's good.
He was trying to like ram him in, like he was trying real hard. I'm trying to think like. They were just so bad, I blocked them out. But he was trying so hard all day.
That's good. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, and Chase DeLeo plays he's going to be on the Jets. He's got to be on the Jets next year.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't make his Jets this year. Yeah,
even if he's not, because he plays.
Size is not on his side.
He plays in all situations.
Yeah.
And so, like at the start of the game, to make the game fun, we all 4 of us were like, "Hey, we pick a player. We're going to do fantasy hockey rules where if he gets a penalty, 2 minutes equal 0.5 points." So on.
You guys actually kept track of that?
No. Just because whoever had the most, the winner, all 3 losers had to buy the winner wings next time they go for wings. And so we Shanaband Rozovic because he was top scorer.
Yeah.
And so T-Way, he took, who did he take? Quentin Howden. And then Matt, he took Lemieux.
Yep.
And Carey took DeLeo. And then I took Lapon. And I called Lapon Gator. Is one of his Twitters not like Gator 34?
Yeah, it's like Jay Gator or something.
I called him Gator. So every time he touched the puck, I was like, yeah, you go get him, Gator. Insider trading, don't take Lepond when you're in a competition like that because he only takes penalties and he's not on PK.
Don't take Brendan Lemieux either. That's a bad pick.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. I won, though, because Lepond got kicked out of the game because he fought.
Nice.
So I won. But, anyways, Chase DeLeo's on everything. And so he was on penalty kill, power play. Every time he was... What do you do when a guy has a puck and you don't have the puck and you're on a penalty kill? What do you do to him?
Scream him to fire down the ice?
No. You don't have the puck, but you're trying to get the puck and he has the puck. You are what to him? Chasing him. And Carey was yelling it all game. Oh. You go chase him, buddy! Come on, DeLeo! Now look at he's chasing him. Fine form, he's chasing. Oh, he was having a great. We all had a great time. Like even like the first time he said the Kitchen comment, a guy like off to our left, one row back was like, yeah. So I heard a giggle. I was like, oh, that's great. So so the Jets, my game, they lost 6-1. You went yesterday. They won 5-4.
1-5-4. Good game. Brendan Lemieux is a mean person.
He's
when you sit in row 2. When you sit in row 2, you can actually lip read what they say. He is not nice.
Family friendly, not.
He's not family friendly.
Does he have Does he have 14A or like 18 or 17 plus family?
NC-17, probably.
NC-17.
He's mean. He's not nice.
Well, look, his father. I mean,
and he just looks mean.
His father's pretty famous for like especially in Detroit for a specific reason. So wait, who did his father run in Detroit? He like just obliterated.
No, his father got ran from behind. He's the guy getting hit on the abs into the boards. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Or no, is it the other way around?
I don't know.
I think he was the guy that got hit.
Either way, his father is a known. His
agitator.
He is the pest. But he also put up numbers. But that was in the 90s.
Hey, don't get me wrong. He's going to be a good player for the Jets, and I'm going to love him. I'm just saying, he says some not nice things on the ice.
Very inappropriate NC-17
You
rating.
can fill in the blanks.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not Andrew Shaw bad. He's just mean.
Whoa, hold on. Andrew Shaw is only bad because we know about him. That's why. I'm sure there's way more. That's right. How do we know, like, Sidney Crosby's not, like, the dirtiest trash talker ever?
He probably is.
But they never... Like, they're like, hey, Sidney, you're Mike today. And he's like, oh, okay.
You know who talks a lot of trash?
Number 28 Orange. You skate real well.
Do you know who talks a lot of trash?
Who's that?
Connor McDavid.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah.
How? Come on.
In the game against the Jets scored about 30 seconds in, and it was Little that scored, and that's McDavid's guy. And McDavid was a bit late getting to him in front of the net, and Little scored. And the rest of the game, every time they were together, McDavid just like leaned over him and was like talking to him. I'm like, oh, you sly bastard!
You snake! You bastard! Snake!
Maybe he was just joking with him. I don't know.
Come on, it's McDavid.
But I was like, wow, feisty.
I'm sure Jesus had enemies too. So
sure,
yeah,
of course.
Dude, the guy could turn water into wine, allegedly.
Apparently.
We're
not going down Greg Alley.
I'd be the greatest shit talker ever if I could do stuff like that. Like, oh, do you like chocolate milk? Enjoy your chocolate milk. But the only downside is I had to put my finger in your water to turn to chocolate milk. I don't know if I want it anymore.
I wouldn't drink it.
But where I get my chocolate milk is at Tim Hortons, the official Canadian sponsor of the NHL for coffee, donuts, and breakfast sandwiches. Well, apparently Tim Hortons isn't as popular in the States because it's Canadian. Dunkin' Donuts announced a partnership with the NHL yesterday, that they're the official coffee, donut, and breakfast sandwich of the NHL. Have you ever been there?
I've been there once.
Yep.
I was in a New York subway station, and there was a Dunkin' Donuts down there.
That is about as American as you can get.
And it was delicious.
They delivered. Did you get a donut?
It delivered, yes. They didn't physically deliver it to me, but it delivered.
But yeah. Did you get a donut
and a coffee?
Oh, what? Did you dunk the donut?
I did not.
Well, yeah, what the hell? We don't do that here, do we? Have you ever seen someone ever dunk a donut? Ever. I've never.
In coffee, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, people, well, what else would you dunk?
Actually, you know what? I could see that being good. I never even thought of that until you just said it.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, I'm like, well, I'm sure that's where they got the name from. Like,
I just thought it was someone named Duncan.
Yeah.
And his donuts.
Yeah. It's
Tim Hortons a person. Right?
I wonder who the founder of Dunkin' Donuts is. We'll get answers later.
We'll figure it out. Any American listeners, if you know the answer,
let us know. I'm sure we're a quick Wikipedia search away, but
that's too much work.
No, exactly. We got to talk about donuts and other things. Other notable things that happened this week. The Philadelphia Flyers are on a 5-game winning streak.
Oh, shit.
Ivan Provorov scored 2 goals in 31 seconds.
I saw that.
Woo, woo, woo.
With wearing that hideous jersey.
What are you talking about?
The 50th
It's
anniversary.
the greatest worst jersey of all
The
time.
gold,
See, like, I
the
hate it,
gold
but I love
doesn't
it.
fit. The gold just doesn't fit.
It looks horrible, does it,
It
not?
just doesn't
But, like,
fit.
I can't look away when they wear it. I'm like, you know what? Take the gold away. Not a bad jersey.
It's basically their road jersey then, though.
Yeah. No, it's a Minnesota Wild template road jersey,
Yeah.
but with orange on it
Yeah.
instead.
But the gold just doesn't fit.
It's not. And,
It
like,
just
they're
does
like,
not
oh, we did
fit.
it for our 50th year. I thought 50th. So, get this. 50th, like the bicentennial, the color's gold. Centennial, silver.
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
Well, yeah, but now someone's got it wrong. Either the people who decided on the bicentennial and the centennial colors, or Olympics, like with gold medals and silver. Who got it wrong? One of them has it wrong. Because one of them's
feel
got to
like
be right.
gold- I feel like gold is...
Would be 100.
Gold be 100, number
Yeah.
1.
That's what I thought.
Because gold is worth more than silver.
Well, yeah.
Like, physically worth more money, is it not?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
So that would be...
I'm not
yeah.
a money guy or mint.
So whoever's naming their anniversaries is...
They're messing
Wrong.
up. They're wrong.
They're wrong.
They'll make the list.
They did make the list.
They're on the list. Oh, yeah. And on top of that, I just want to say who the 3 stars of the week were. So Steve Stone Cold Mason was the first star of
There
the
we
week.
go.
What?
Mason
He
316.
went 4-0. Mason 316. Yeah, baby. Second star of the week was Tarasenko. Third star was Jones, is what I wrote. There's a
Mr.
few of them in
Jones.
the NHL. Oh, Martin. Oh, there we go. I was like, uh-oh. I
was
should have
a
wrote
Jones.
more notes here. All right. Oh, yeah. And so I'll go into injuries and then we'll backtrack. Only because one of the injuries leads into a cool story. So, main injuries. So, we talked about Taves' upper body injury on the IR. Ablocator, 6 to 8 weeks with a sprained MCL. Eric Johnson broke his leg against Dallas, 6 to 8 weeks.
From a Tyler Seguin slap shot.
Was it?
Yes. That's how he broke his leg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it like did he square up on him or
It
was
was a
it?
one-timer, I think.
But like,
Power
did he
play.
turn or like?
I
did
didn't
he
see
peacock?
it. I just read on Twitter they said he's out 6 to 8 weeks after blocking a Seguin shot.
Oh no.
So could you imagine if he's set in front of like Shea Weber?
It also, I'm thinking the angle that he got it because if
yeah.
you peacock where you like lift one foot and get scared, or if you get scared and turn, you're
It might have
exposing
been
your
under the shin
leg,
pad, yeah.
or like right at the bottom. Like it's the what did I just say here?
Fibula, right?
It's a fibula, so
Yeah.
that's a one in the front, the smaller one.
Well, you have 2 in the front. That is a smaller bone. Yeah.
Okay, so then it'd be easier to break of the 2, I guess.
It's on the outside of the legs, so more exposed. I guess.
Oh,
when
maybe
you
it
turn.
just clipped him at a bad angle, I guess.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. And then Jordan Staal's out with a concussion. But also, Corey Crawford had an emergency appendectomy when Chicago was
Conveniently,
in-
right before the Jets had to play them.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Corey.
Oh, yeah. There you go. And so, actually, he was in Philly. It was in Philly when it happened. And so there's a gentleman who used to play for Temple University, Eric Samborski. He now works at the Flyers skate zone, I guess their practice facility, a la Winnipeg Jets at the MTS Iceplex. And he got off from coaching, having a coaching practice, and when a gentleman came up to him from the Flyers and asked him a bunch about his history, playing history, and they're like, oh, what level do you play now? What'd you play? How are you feeling? Would you be okay to play? And he's like, what's this getting at? And they're like, oh, well, you're on an emergency call list for if an NHL team needs an emergency backup for the city of Philadelphia, because Corey Crawford had an emergency appendectomy. So drive home, get your stuff, start driving to Wells Fargo. You're going to get a call from a Hawks representative within the hour. 10 minutes later, while he's driving home, a Hawks guy called him and was like, hey, can we sign you to an emergency contract to backup? Dire need, we'll put you in, but we do have Scott Darling as a backup, and we're playing Philadelphia. And he's like, hey, what the hell? And he's like, come on, man, it's Philly. And he's like, yeah, good point. But he did that.
Get real. Get real.
Get real. Get the hell out of here. So anyway, apparently it took him an hour. He showed up late because it was an afternoon game. He showed up at 12:30 and no suit, didn't even have time, just grabbed his stuff, ran over. They actually they took Crawford's name off 50 and just put Samborski. Samborski is his
On
name.
50.
Yeah, that's it. They had no time. They had no time to do anything, right? Because he got
can do
told
that?
they contact. Well, I mean, technically, yeah, because Crawford's not. It doesn't.
He's not dressed.
As long as it's not 2 players wearing the same number and he's not
I
playing,
guess,
right?
yeah, you're right.
I mean, I'm sure there's the NHL would allow it.
In that situation.
Yeah, exactly. You need 2 players. So anyway, he showed up. Apparently the team's like, oh, we're not going to give you that late team fine. It's all right, buddy. And apparently, like, everyone made him feel welcome and home. And then the Flyers went up 3-1, and then 2-1, 3-1. They won through 4-1.
Okay.
Yeah, they won 4-1. So, anyways, doesn't matter. They went up 4-1 or 3-1. Apparently, they pulled the goalie, the Hawks, and then the Flyers scored again. And Quenneville said, yeah, if they were going to score again, I was going to toss him in for a few reps. But anyways, he said, I read the article that they wrote about him, and he was saying that his highlight of the whole day was in warm-ups, he made a save on Patrick Kane.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure Kane floated it at him, but whatever. That's pretty awesome. But
Do you get paid in that situation?
What happens in those situations, it's usually like, they gave him a signed puck, signed hats. They told him they're going to send him a jersey with like 50 Samborski, and the team's going to sign it. Like,
that's pretty sweet.
Send it to him. It's kind of like a, hey, kind of just help us out deal.
Yeah, totally.
That's a memory. Awesome. It like his buddies at Temple University like all got notifications that like, oh, the Flyers are or the Hawks have a backup guy, and they're like, get
I know him.
Send these in net, guys.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Totally.
I'd be pooping my pants. Like, don't get me wrong.
I'd be so nervous.
Like, Karen and I were talking about that because we saw the notification while we were at the Jets or the Moose game, and like we were talking, if you got to play just one shift in the NHL, do you think someone would, like, being an NHLer, say if we were NHLers, would you actually run that guy, or would you just kind of like let him touch a puck for a second, then stick check him? Like, because I was saying, depending on who you're playing, like Marchand, Roussel, oh, they're gonna kill you. They're taking your hat off.
I feel like the majority of players would just like take it easy on you.
Yeah, like
because they know they can probably take the puck off you with like no problem.
Oh, one-handed. And what is it to them? Like, why would they want to crush you and like ruin what, like, even hurt you? Like, right?
Oh yeah.
But that'd be pretty awesome. Like, being a backup goalie would be wicked. But so it sounded like he had lots of fun. You gotta love stories like that too.
Oh yeah,
like just stuff like this happens all the time. So
for sure,
that's pretty interesting. All right, there was only one signing this past week. Adam Party got signed to a 1-year, 2-way deal with the Preds.
I saw that because Matt Carl retired.
He didn't think to. Was it injuries or what?
I don't know.
He's
30. He played 12 years though, apparently.
We did play.
I didn't think he played for that
long. He played
with
Philly, and then he got traded to Tampa.
But I didn't think he played for that long. But yeah, he.
And I'm sure he played with someone before that.
He retired, and the party's back on.
Ain't no party like an Adam Party.
You know what? He's very dependable for like a 6th defenseman if you have to.
Even 7th, 8th, like whatever. That's fine. And it's a 2-way deal, so I think
he had a deal with their farm team already.
Oh, that's
and then they put him on waivers and called him up and signed him to
beautiful.
To an NHL deal.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll have to go to the deli now because we got to get Greg on.
Well, I have some.
Oh, go
on a bit of a somber note.
Yeah, you go.
I know Carrie mentioned a couple weeks ago Marek Svatos passed away about a month ago. 34. He was pretty young. They did release an article today saying that he died of a drug overdose. Allegedly, he had codeine, morphine, and some kind of anti-anxiety medication in his system when he died. He was 34. Allegedly, he had a history of heroin use and he had gone through drug rehab before. He also suffered from suspected depression prior to that. So, kind of a pretty sad ending to a young person's life.
Well, yeah,
I'd say so.
Yeah, oh, most certainly. Like, you never want anyone to deal with that. So.
No. The only other thing I did want to mention, I forgot to mention earlier when talking about the Jets, a couple of Nikolai Ehlers stats that might jump out at you. Well, so far this year, he's quietly 3rd in the league in assists overall.
I didn't realize that until the other day.
He has 18 assists right now, so he's quietly third in assists. But also, he has the most points for a Danish-born hockey player in their first 100 games ever. In his first 100 games, he has 19 goals and 41 assists for 60 points. The next closest guy is Frans Nielsen. He had 15 goals, 28 assists for 43 points in his first 100 games.
Is that the most prolific Danish player is Frans Nielsen? Off the top of my head?
It's gotta be, because the only other guy on the list is Jannik Hansen, who, decent player, but not as good as Frans Nielsen, I would say. So it's pretty interesting that Nikolai Ehlers is quietly becoming very, very
face
good.
Of the franchise.
Very, very good hockey player.
Would you remember, that was the first time in a long time where Denmark actually made the World Juniors, led by Nick Ehlers and Oliver Bjorkstrand.
So there's all the hype about Laine, and then obviously Scheifele doing so well, but he's quietly doing very, very well also. So just don't really hear about it, so I thought that was interesting. Where are we going, Delhi?
Yeah, I don't know if I have the right comments, but you read them off.
I have got... Oh, it went away. Hang on.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Shit.
We'll find it. Look at this. This is when you and I run the show.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
all
and
falls apart.
We're going to get Greg on the show, and he's going to be like, wow, you missed the sad about the Leafs. Actually, that Leafs game on Saturday was probably one of the best hockey games I've seen.
I watched a bit of it. It was not bad.
Yeah, they don't like each Canucks and the Leafs don't like each
And just
other.
like I said, all the hype, nothing happened. There was a fight. Good Branson did fight Martin.
He took his visor off, too.
Yeah, but I mean...
To avoid the extra penalty.
So, where we got? Racist Fan Rocks 4. He said, did you know that Wayne Gretzky is coming to Bakersfield? No, I did not know that.
Is he going on a bender?
He might be.
I don't know.
That
has nothing. Wayne Gretzky's not an alcoholic. I have no idea. Bakersfield.
He does have his own wine, though.
Bakersfield is in California, and California sounds like
maybe
a beautiful
to try
state.
and drum up interest in the farm team, or the AHL team that's there now.
Oh yeah, affiliated to the Edmonton Oilers.
Racist Fan Rocks. Is he going to be at a game? Is that why
he or she? We don't know.
Or yeah, whoever you are.
They,
no, I'm saying is
this person?
Is Gretzky going to be at a game? Is that why he's going there?
Oh,
if you know, let us know.
Yeah,
that's he was in Winnipeg for the Heritage Classic last month.
But he had to be. So
yes. And Racist Fan Rocks also commented, would you rather have CM Punk or Conor McGregor on our hockey team? I commented, Cam and I talked about this a little bit before. I think we're going to side with Conor McGregor. He's probably the bigger douche of the two, but he's also probably the tougher of the two.
He's a more athletic, most certainly.
Or at least better equipped. He'd be your fourth line goon.
And he sure got the mouth to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mama.
He's got the mouth.
He runs it.
So.
Any more?
And then Cam commented again in our comments.
It wasn't Cam. It's not me. It's Luke.
Gudas is a solid defenseman. He and Provorov are the only D solid in their own zone at the moment for Philadelphia. Hard times being a minority opinion out of three people when you're right.
I don't know how.
Hard times when you forget the apostrophe in your.
It's not me. It's not me. This is the best and worst thing because I finally have a Flyers fan and you guys think it's me. That's what.
I haven't watched the play this year, so I can't comment. I just know from
100% correct. Provorov has made mistakes.
From what I've watched, he's kind of a dumb goon, but maybe he's playing better. I don't know.
Voracek calls Gudas because they're really good friends / both Czech Republican. He calls him the butcher because he looks like an old timey butcher.
He looks mean. I'd call him the cheese man because Gouda.
Oh, I like that. The cheese man.
The cheese man.
Well, he definitely doesn't go top cheese, so that's a safe bet. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll get Greg on for this. We'll call Greg now, and take him away from his gaming for a little bit.
Heaven forbid he'd have to actually talk to us.
Yeah, he doesn't. He won't. Let's find out. Oh, it's connecting still. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hey, this is a Last Man In podcast calling. We're here. You're on location.
What that means?
You don't know what on location means.
Well, what I'm waiting for.
Greg,
what?
We told the people you're quarantined. We didn't tell them why. That's up to you.
You tell them what you want.
But we think that you discovered time travel and went back to 1967 to witness greatness.
I did not know those things, unfortunately. I wish.
He's stuck in an endless time loop. He can't get out.
Oh, no.
No, I most certainly can. Did you hear the terrible news?
I didn't hear the terrible news.
About Nolan Patrick?
No, I didn't. Let us have it, because we're right in Patrick's parade, so you go ahead.
So he was officially ruled out of the World Juniors.
What reason being?
Injury.
What injury?
Well, he can't make it to Hockey Canada camp, so they're not letting him play.
Did they name anyone in his replacement?
No replacement to be named.
Oh.
No replacement will be named.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see that, speaking of the youngins, Did you see, World Juniors, Team Canada announced their roster invite list, and so did Team USA. No Jets made Team Canada, but Team USA has Eric Foley and Jack Roslovic. Greg, if it's your decision, do the Moose release Roslovic?
Yes.
He's their leading scorer in points, though.
So?
I'm with you on this one.
It's the AHL. It's not that important.
I hope they do release him. Eric Foley, I hope they both make the team. I think Roslovic will be a beautiful, what's that word where like you're a compliment, a beautiful compliment to Brock Besser. Ooh, Brock Besser.
Yeah.
So, Greg, are you excited for the World Juniors?
Sure. Yeah, obviously, for sure.
Wow. Selling for everyone at home.
Are you okay, Greg? Something going on over there?
I've had better days.
He's stuck in a time loop. He's trying to can't get out.
Oh, my God. This sounds like... I don't know why I'm laughing right now.
Spoiler alert, but at the end of Ant-Man, he hits the button and he gets lost in whatever that thing is, and it's like he's on a different dimension. He's just floating around and he can't get out.
Yeah,
that's Greg.
Greg's been there in it. Yep. Greg, we haven't seen Greg in a week, but to him it feels like
Subatomic.
He went subatomic. Yeah. There it is. Ha! He's done.
It feels like Greg hasn't seen us in 10 years, but it's really been 7 days. When's the last time you saw the sun?
That's rough.
Oh my God, he can't remember. He is subatomic. Oh my God. Any NHL news in your subatomic dimension that you're in?
I think
Greg just died on us.
I think
Greg? Let's find out if he calls back.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here! Yay!
Did you get lost?
I put you on mute for a second.
Oh, he muted us.
Son of a bitch.
Damn it, apparently you could still mute people in subatomic areas.
I'm so deep in playing Halo right now, it's not even funny.
Oh, you're...
Two games all the time.
Which Halo?
Which one?
Master Chief Collection.
But which one? 1, 2, or 3?
No, Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I know, but that's Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's all of them put together.
I know, so which game are you playing?
All of them.
Are you playing online?
Yes.
Are you getting murked by noobs? Is that the same?
No.
Are you a pleb?
Yes.
All right, what's your NHL news of the week?
Garrett Sparks started a game for the Toronto Marlies, so his suspension was officially over, so that's more AHL news. At least put Jonas Enroth on waivers. However, he still attended sick kids today. What else is there? I don't know. Let's see. That's all Toronto Maple Leaf news. That's all I have.
That's okay. We haven't covered the Leafs.
So it's been a slow day.
It's been a pretty slow day, and we're pretty Jets Moose heavy, actually, surprisingly.
We were, actually.
Oh, do you know at the MTS Arena, if apart from the Scheifele burger, there's a player that has his own food?
There's a Scheifele burger?
Yeah, I had it at the Moose game the other day.
Interesting. How was it?
It was okay. It came on. The only complaint I had, the burger was a little dry, but I'll blame that to the heat lamp it was under. The only thing I didn't like was the whole wheat bun.
You want all those calories.
You want the calories.
I do.
They should come up with an entire player line.
You want the sugar and the calories. You don't need whole wheat.
No, I don't need that.
No.
Okay, if
a player line of food,
we've already done this though.
Linne's lasagna. Or Dustin's dog. That sounds a little bad, actually.
But remember, we had Patan's Peter for quite a while. So. Okay, if Patrick
Buff's Buffalo Wings.
Buff's Buffalo Wings? Dude, that'd be so messy.
Oh, totally.
I wonder if they give you a 10% off coupon for a New Jersey when they give you the wings. Because you're going to spill on your jersey.
Or a bib.
Dude, they had wings at the Joe.
Yeah, the Joe's a junk hole, so, of course.
Whoa.
That's why they upgraded to Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah, the Dojo.
Because their wings are going to be hot and ready next year.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Both the actual hockey team and the food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. Okay, if Patrick Laine was a drink, what kind of drink would he be to you, Greg? We're going around the table here.
Lemonade.
I think he'd be a liqueur, like a rich, creamy drink with some alcohol in it.
Damn it, you're right up my alley. I'm thinking Frappuccino type.
Look at his hair. It's just
Yeah.
Did you see the picture going around Reddit of, like, it was in Nashville? No, yeah, it was in Nashville. Where he's walking around, and a dad and a son ran into him. Okay, well, a dad and a son ran into him, and Patrick Laine, like, kind of, like, cracked half a smile, and his kid's just losing it. Like, this kid's like, oh my God, Patrick Laine! It's a pretty cool picture. I like this. Yeah.
Or the picture floating around of him as the finisher.
That's awesome. I like it. That's got to be his new nickname, the finisher. I like so. It. Well, did he have a nickname before?
Actually, there was an article, Pierre LeBrun, he did an interview with Blake Wheeler, and they talked about Patrick Laine, and his nickname apparently is Patsuk. That's what all his friends in Finland used to call him, so that's what they call him on the team, Patsuk.
Patsuk like Datsuk?
Like Datsuk, but Patsuk.
I already like him way more than Datsuk.
But he reminds me more of Ovechkin than Datsuk. Like, Datsuk was, like, smooth. Laine's just got... Like, he's smooth, but he's got the shot.
He's not smooth. Well, okay,
he's not as smooth as some.
When he goes to do, like, that move where he'll, like, put it behind his legs through, like, your legs and all that jazz, very, like, jerky movements. Like, they're fluid, but because he's so lanky, it just looks funny. Yeah. It looks cool.
But Patsuk is apparently his name.
Okay, so you're a fine liqueur warm drink. I'm taking, like, a coffee with, like, a pump of espresso and, like, whipped cream and chocolate drizzle on top.
Dessert coffee.
Dessert coffee. You can't have it all the time, but when you have it, you remember.
There we go.
Yeah, smooth.
Nice.
All right, Greg, what do you got? Patrick's Parade. Who's getting busted up Nolan Patrick?
I don't even know if he's going to be number 1 overall anymore.
Who would you take number 1 overall?
Lil Jugrin right now is just killing it.
Did you say Little
and he's going to
Jerky?
be really good in the World Juniors.
What team does he represent? Finland, right?
Yeah, he's Finnish.
So, but we're going to have our preview for World Juniors, but right now, the teams, like the invite lists that are coming out, I'm going to say, obviously, biased favorite is Team Canada, because I'm me. But I honestly think U.S., Russia, those are the guys to mess with. My goodness. Sergachev, whatever his name is, a Montreal pick, he's going to Russia. U.S. has a lot of guys available. Oh, before I forget, Winnipeg and Regina put in a bid for the 2019 World Juniors, and they lost again to Vancouver and Victoria. We're never getting a World Juniors here.
I'd probably rather go to
Vancouver and Victoria, yeah.
But it's all about, like, guaranteed money. And they have 2 arenas. Like, Vancouver's got GM Place, they have Rogers Arena, and then Victoria...
They don't have GM Place. GM Place is Rogers Arena.
Rogers Center.
No, GM Place is... Where... No, GM Place is where the Giants used to play.
GM Place was where the Canucks played, then they changed the name to Rogers Arena.
No, they built... What's the new... Where do the Giants play out of then?
You mean
I don't know what it's called.
Because the Giants now play out of Langley, actually. They moved, apparently.
Yeah, it's definitely not GM Place where they play. I don't think GM was able to afford call-in places.
Well, I guess they lost the naming rights after they went bankrupt. That would make sense.
Yeah, they're not even a company anymore, so.
But either way, it's all about guaranteed money, and they couldn't guarantee the amount of money. And it doesn't really make sense to have Winnipeg to Regina compared to Victoria to BC. So... That would be interesting to see.
You know what I did see yesterday? I was at the Moose game yesterday, though. You know what I did see? Someone wearing a Las Vegas Golden Knights hoodie.
Shut up!
Vegas Golden Knights hoodie.
They have one.
I saw someone wearing
Where
one.
did they get that?
I don't know. I just watched.
Shut the hell up.
I'm walking by and I'm like, oh, that looks... Wait a minute.
Yeah. What?
Legit.
I want a hat of theirs.
I don't like their logo. It's dumb.
On a hat, it's going to look great. It looks like Magneto's mask.
Maybe.
All right, Greg, who we drafting?
Well, Vancouver's in 26th. Islanders are in 27th. Buffalo's in 28th. And Arizona's in 29th. And shockingly, Colorado is in 30th.
Wow.
So,
that's surprising.
That is very surprising.
Hey, Greg, do you want to play the how many points does Andrew Ladd have this year game? Without looking at your phone, how many points do you think he has this year?
I think he has 3.
He has 5 now.
Oh, okay, wow.
In 24 games.
You know what? I really like the fact that the Jets didn't pay him $6 million a season. That was a good decision on the Jets' part.
I think we all agreed we didn't want him signed, but secretly I wanted him to get signed.
The Islanders are paying him $9 million this year, though. Like, his cap hits five something, but they're paying him $9 million this year.
Man, you know who would have looked a lot better than him? Kyle Okposo, but, not really, kind of, but not really.
Yeah. So.
Kind of, not really. I don't know. Excellent. All right, Greg, do you have closing words before we continue on?
Well, I hope that I'll be okay to be around you guys next week, that I won't be quarantined anymore.
Better not be.
Better not be subatomic anymore.
Well, no, it's... Apparently, I'm allowed to leave my quarantine zone on Friday. However, I could still be contagious on... Yeah.
Okay.
I do apologize in advance if I take Christmas away from you guys.
Hey, Greg, if I
Yeah.
see you before next podcast, I'm going to punch you. Don't you leave that house until next podcast.
Don't punch him. You
Don't.
punch him, you're done.
Oh, yeah, I
Run.
can't touch him. Got to run away.
And you can. I have to... It's a saliva... Okay, I have the mumps, okay? I am an athlete, and that's what happens.
Wait, no, hold
You're
on.
an athlete?
You're an athlete? You traveled to 1967 where the mumps were alive and raging, and you got the mumps.
Time loop.
I knew it.
So when I was in the... Because I actually had a pretty scary moment when I went to the...
When you looked in
I
the
went
mirror
to
this morning?
the walk-in on Saturday, and I almost fainted while I was getting my blood pressure taken, which I still don't know why. So the nurse practitioner, who was awesome...
Was it a girl?
Yeah,
That's
yes,
why you were
she was
fainting. You were
awesome.
nervous.
Um,
Sorry, keep going.
so she called an ambulance. Ambulance came and got me. So I'm in the ambulance, and like they're just asking regular questions, like, you know, how do you feel, all this other stuff. And then one of them's like, "Are you an athlete?" And I said, "Well, depends what your definition of athlete is." I'm like,
Define athlete, please.
Like esports athlete? Yes.
I watched
but
sports.
she's like, "Well, no, like mumps are kind of common in athletes. Like it happens just with sweat and all that stuff." I'm like, "Oh, well, no." She's like, "Well, are you in a relationship with someone like that might have it?" I'm like, "Nope, definitely single as can be." So
This is the best ambulance ride ever, eh?
sure. So yeah, that was that. It was so my face is all disfigured. It's all dehydrated, so it's very it hurts a lot.
Well,
So.
now you feel our pain, man. We got to look at you all the time.
You're ruthless.
Yeah, exactly.
You're ruthless.
Only match.
can't stop it.
You're ruthless. Greg,
Yeah.
have you been listening to Mumford and Sons recently?
No.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it.
I was sitting on it for a while. I just had to say it.
Hey, wait. Are you getting into that? Remember that book series when we were younger was pretty popular, the Goosebumps?
That's not nice.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, well, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, can you
We're
please?
only kidding.
Don't worry, Greg.
know.
You're a human being. Okay, you're not a monster. Arr.
You're terrible.
I see you later, Greg.
Bye.
Do you have any closing words?
He's not coming back ever.
He's never coming back ever. I wanted him to, I didn't want to break the news to anyone. Like, we knew what he had. But I was waiting. I like that Mumford and Sons. The Goosebumps. I'm like, oh, Greg, Dan got one in. I got to get one in now, too.
I feel bad now.
Yeah, but, yeah.
feel
So,
bad.
but
So-
we have seen him in his, Danger Zone, though, because we've seen him since then.
It's true. Greg, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. That was awesome. All right. Dan, you got any closing words? Who do the Jets have coming up? Detroit tomorrow. I'll be there.
I will not, but should
Detroit.
be a good game.
Yeah, it should be all right. I hope the Jets win.
I hope so too.
I always cheer hard against. I always actually cheer for the Jets against teams I don't like, and this
You
week's
really
been
don't like Detroit.
against the teams. Like this week has been great because I can't stand the Devils. Not a fan of the Blues. Hawks I should hate, but I don't. Red Wings are way up there on my dislike list always.
Jets are doing good so far. That's
Yeah.
gonna knock one more off.
So I hope they pull it out. I was really disappointed that Abdelkader wasn't. I was wondering why he wasn't in the lineup because I love watching him play. He's just
he's good.
He's very effective player.
plays
at
on
what
the
he
edge.
does.
Plays on the edge.
Yeah. Well, World Cup. We got sound clips of all of us not liking him from the World Cup, so that's
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, no, nothing to say. Closing words.
No.
No. Go Jets, obviously.
Go Jets. Yeah.
All right. Well, you can find us at lastmanNPC@gmail.com, Last Man In Podcast on YouTube, Last Man NPC on Twitter. If you did want to email us, I think I just mentioned it already, but lastmanNPC@gmail.com. This has been episode number 122 with Dan and Cam in studio. Greg,
See you later.
Somewhere. Dude, I think he's
subatomic.
He's subatomic, and he knows how to time travel.
What if he's like in the corner, like floating in the corner, like, and he's like the size of a penny, but we can't see him because he's subatomic?
Well, if he was a penny, we'd see him.
He's subatomic though.
No, but he'd be like a molecule then, wouldn't he?
But he's the size of a penny, but he's subatomic.
You know what?
Different
That's a
dimension.
question of the week right there. We're going to leave him off with a question. If you were subatomic, where would you go? No, that's creepy. That could go bad.
I don't think you have a choice.
What do you mean?
You're stuck in like an endless like dimension.
Oh yeah. I meant like where would you go to spy on people, but that's going to go bad fast. Don't answer that.
Yeah.
You know what? How big would you be? How big or tiny would you be if you're subatomic? There you go.
There you go.
All right. Have a good one, guys. See you later.